Our planet is facing a very serious challenge today. This challenge is called climate change. It is happening because of human activities. For many years we have burned fossil fuels like coal, oil and gas. Burning these fuels releases harmful gases into the air. These gases act like a blanket around the Earth. They trap heat from the sun. This trapped heat is causing our planet to get warmer. We must find cleaner ways to get our energy. Renewable energy offers us this cleaner path forward, a way to power our lives without destroying our home. The signs of a warming planet are all around us, and they are becoming harder to ignore. We see more frequent and intense heat waves scorching our cities and farmlands. Storms are becoming stronger and more destructive, bringing devastating winds and rain. Some areas across the globe experience long periods of drought, leading to water shortages and crop failures. Other places face severe flooding, displacing communities and ruining livelihoods. Sea levels are slowly but steadily rising, threatening coastal towns and cities. These are not just isolated incidents of bad weather. They are clear warnings from our planet. Our current energy system, heavily reliant on polluting fuels, is harming the Earth profoundly. We need to transition to sustainable sources very quickly. Renewable energy is the key to unlocking a cleaner, more sustainable future for all. This type of energy comes from sources that nature provides freely and abundantly. The sun, a giant nuclear reactor in the sky, gives us solar power. The wind, a constant presence across our landscapes and oceans, can be harnessed for wind power. The moving water in our rivers and tides can generate hydropower. These energy sources do not run out like fossil fuels do. They are naturally replenished every single day. Most importantly, using them produces very little or no greenhouse gases. This makes them absolutely essential in our urgent fight to stop climate change and its dangerous consequences. Adopting renewables is a vital step for global health and planetary survival. This essay will focus on the emerging green economy. Specifically, we will look at the future of energy, which is rapidly changing. Renewable energy is at the very heart of this transformative future. We will explore how much renewable energy is currently being used around the world. We will discuss its expected growth in the coming years, looking at projections and targets. We will also examine the many economic benefits that a shift to renewables can bring, including new industries and jobs. Furthermore, we will touch upon the crucial technological progress that is making clean energy cheaper and more efficient. Finally, we will consider the important policies needed to support this transition. Our collective goal must be to build a truly sustainable world for everyone. Renewable energy is not just a concept for the future, it is already making a significant impact in the present day. It is a tangible reality that is reshaping how we generate and consume power across the globe. In the year 2020, renewable sources made up a considerable portion of global electricity generation. These clean sources accounted for an impressive 29% of all electricity produced worldwide. This figure clearly demonstrates a growing and important shift away from traditional polluting energy sources like coal and oil. This 29% share is a strong starting point. It tells us that the global energy transition is indeed underway, gaining momentum with each passing year. Various types of renewable energy sources are contributing to this encouraging trend. Solar power, derived from the sun's radiation, is a major and rapidly expanding player in many countries. Wind power, captured by towering turbines, is also growing at a fast pace, both onshore and offshore. Hydropower, which uses the force of flowing water, has been a reliable source of clean electricity for a very long time. Other renewable technologies, such as geothermal energy from the Earth's heat and biomass from organic materials, also play their part in diversifying the energy mix. The specific combination of these sources varies from country to country. It largely depends on the availability of natural resources and the supportive policies put in place by governments. The overall direction, however, is unmistakable. The world is slowly but surely embracing cleaner energy options. However, it is crucial that we remain realistic about the scale of the challenge ahead. While renewables are making great strides in the electricity sector, fossil fuels still dominate the overall global energy mix. This includes energy used for transportation and heating, not just electricity. The share of renewables in the total energy consumption is still relatively small in comparison. One detailed study, which analyzed data from the years 2000 to 2025, highlighted this gap. It indicated that an optimal scenario, considering environmental factors, would see renewables making up a much larger portion of the total energy mix than what is currently realized. This underscores the immense effort still required to fully transition our energy systems. Despite the long journey ahead, the progress made so far is undeniable and provides a reason for optimism. The current figure of 29% renewable share in global electricity production is a testament to this ongoing progress. This achievement represents many years of dedicated investment in research and development. It reflects strong policy support from various governments and international bodies. It also shows growing public demand for cleaner energy. This existing foundation is solid, and we can build upon it. As renewable technologies continue to improve and their costs continue to fall, we can confidently expect this share to grow even faster. The momentum for a cleaner, more sustainable energy system is clearly building around the world. The future of renewable energy appears remarkably bright, with experts and analysts predicting substantial and sustained growth in the coming years. Various studies and models paint a picture of an increasingly green energy landscape. One particular study, employing sophisticated modeling techniques, suggested optimistic scenarios for the near future. It indicated that by the year 2025, the share of renewable energy in the total global energy mix could potentially reach around 28.2%, especially if environmental considerations are strongly factored into policy and investment decisions. This would represent a very significant increase from previous levels. It clearly shows what is achievable with focused effort and commitment from all stakeholders. This projection offers genuine hope for a cleaner energy future. Looking further into the horizon, the International Renewable Energy Agency, a leading global authority, holds even more ambitious expectations for the sector. IRENA projects that global renewable energy capacity is set to double by the year 2030. This represents a massive leap forward in a relatively short period. It means we can expect to see many more solar panel installations, more wind farms dotting our landscapes and coastlines, and a greater overall supply of clean power. This doubling of capacity will be absolutely crucial. It will help nations around the world meet their climate targets agreed under accords like the Paris Agreement. It will also significantly reduce our collective reliance on volatile and polluting fossil fuels. Such a target, however, requires unprecedented global cooperation and investment. However, a significant gap often exists between the optimal potential for renewable energy growth and the actual realized progress on the ground. The historical growth rate of renewable energy production offers a sobering perspective. Between the years 2000 and 2025, the actual observed growth rate averaged only about 1.3% per year. To reach the optimal targets suggested by some advanced energy models, a much higher growth rate is urgently needed. For instance, one study suggested that an optimal annual growth rate of over 52% by 2025 would be necessary if environmental considerations are to be fully integrated into our energy planning. This starkly illustrates the sheer scale of acceleration that is required. We must significantly ramp up our efforts and investments. Despite these considerable challenges and the steep path ahead, the overall direction of travel is unmistakably clear and positive. Countries, regions, and international organizations are increasingly setting ambitious targets for renewable energy. The European Union, for example, has set a binding target to achieve 40% renewable energy in its total energy mix by the year 2030. These kinds of targets act as powerful drivers for investment and innovation in the clean energy sector. They send a clear and unambiguous signal to the market about the future direction of energy policy. While the journey may be difficult and require overcoming many obstacles, the global commitment to increasing the use of renewable energy is growing stronger every day. The future of energy is, without a doubt, increasingly green. The transition to renewable energy sources is not merely an environmental imperative, it is also a powerful engine for economic growth and prosperity. Shifting away from fossil fuels and investing heavily in green energy technologies creates vibrant new industries and economic opportunities. It stimulates broad economic growth across multiple sectors. The process of building solar farms, manufacturing wind turbines, and developing geothermal plants requires significant amounts of materials, skilled labor, and technological expertise. Furthermore, operating and maintaining these advanced renewable energy facilities creates a steady stream of ongoing economic activity and local employment. This global energy transition has the potential to power a new and sustainable wave of economic prosperity for nations rich and poor. Renewable energy can also contribute significantly to more stable and predictable energy prices for consumers and businesses alike. The prices of fossil fuels, such as oil and natural gas, are notoriously volatile. They are often subject to unpredictable geopolitical events, supply chain disruptions, and the whims of international markets. In stark contrast, renewable energy sources like sunshine and wind are essentially free resources. Once the initial infrastructure, such as solar panels or wind turbines, is built and installed, the fuel cost is effectively zero. This can lead to lower and more predictable energy bills over the long term. This price stability is a considerable economic advantage, providing certainty for household budgets and business planning. Some economic studies project substantial overall economic production figures in scenarios with increased renewable energy adoption. For instance, by the year 2025, global economic production under existing trends is forecasted to be around $750 trillion. However, under optimal production scenarios that fully incorporate environmental considerations and a higher share of renewable energy, this figure is forecasted to be even higher, potentially reaching around $780 trillion. This carefully modeled data suggests that embracing green energy does not have to hinder or compromise overall economic growth. In fact, it can actively enhance it by fostering a more sustainable, resilient, and ultimately more prosperous global economy for the future. Furthermore, the economic benefits of the green transition extend far beyond the direct generation of clean energy itself. Investing in renewable energy technologies spurs a wave of innovation in many related and supporting sectors. Consider the rapid advancements in battery storage technology, which is crucial for ensuring a reliable power supply from intermittent sources. Think about the development of smart grid systems, which allow for more efficient management of electricity. Also, consider the growth in energy-efficient appliances and building materials. These associated innovations create entirely new markets, foster new business opportunities, and drive technological leadership. The green economy is a diverse, dynamic, and rapidly expanding sector. It offers multiple pathways to long-term economic health and global competitiveness in a rapidly changing world. Section 5. Powering employment job creation in the renewable sector. The global transition towards a green economy centered on renewable energy is proving to be a major and reliable source of new employment opportunities. The renewable energy sector itself is already a significant employer on a global scale. Millions of people around the world are currently employed in diverse roles related to the clean energy industry. They work in designing advanced solar cells, manufacturing efficient wind turbine blades, installing large-scale renewable energy projects, and maintaining these sophisticated systems to ensure they operate optimally. As the renewable energy sector continues its impressive growth trajectory, so too will the number of green jobs it supports. This expansion offers fresh and promising career opportunities for workers across a wide variety of skill levels and backgrounds. These green jobs are remarkably diverse in nature, spanning numerous professions and trades. The sector requires highly skilled engineers and innovative scientists for research and development. It needs experienced technicians and diligent construction workers for building and deploying projects. There is also a high demand for proficient project managers to oversee complex installations. Beyond the technical roles, there are numerous positions in areas such as policy advocacy, community engagement, sales and marketing of green products, and education and training for the next generation of renewable energy professionals. This wide variety means that the employment benefits of the renewable energy boom can be broadly distributed across society. This helps in creating more inclusive, equitable, and resilient local and national economies. Consider the sheer scale of activity involved in building the new energy infrastructure required for a sustainable future. The International Renewable Energy Agency, or IRENA, expects global renewable energy capacity to double by the year 2030. Achieving such an ambitious target will necessitate a truly massive workforce. This translates directly into millions of new jobs being created in countries all over the world. A significant advantage of many of these jobs is that they are inherently local. The installation of solar panels on rooftops or the construction of community wind farms, for example, requires local labor and expertise. These jobs cannot be easily outsourced to other regions or countries. This provides a direct and tangible boost to local communities, helping to build and strengthen local economies from the ground up. While it is true that some jobs in the declining fossil fuel industries may be affected by this energy transition, the projected growth in green jobs is expected to significantly outweigh these losses. Many of the skills possessed by workers in traditional energy sectors are often highly transferable to the renewable energy industry with appropriate retraining and support programs. For example, electricians, welders, and heavy machinery operators are all in demand in the clean energy sector. This fundamental shift in employment represents a unique opportunity to build a more sustainable, more resilient, and more future-proof workforce. The green economy is not just about generating clean energy, it is profoundly about creating decent, well-paying work for a better and more equitable future for all people. Section 6. Innovation in Action: Technological Strides. Reducing Costs. Technological advancement has been an absolute game-changer for the renewable energy sector worldwide. Continuous innovation has not only dramatically improved the efficiency and reliability of clean energy systems, but has also driven down their costs at an astonishing rate. Solar energy technology provides a prime and compelling example of this trend. The average cost of solar photovoltaic panels has plummeted by an incredible 80% over the course of the past decade alone. This remarkable cost reduction has made solar power highly competitive with, and in many regions of the world, significantly cheaper than electricity generated from traditional fossil fuels like coal and natural gas. This affordability is accelerating solar adoption globally. Wind power technology has also experienced significant and transformative advancements in recent years. Modern wind turbines are now much larger, more powerful, and more sophisticated than their predecessors. They are designed with longer, aerodynamically optimized blades and taller towers. These improvements allow them to capture more wind energy more efficiently, even in areas that were previously considered to have insufficient wind speeds for viable power generation. Reflecting this progress, in the year 2020 alone, global wind power capacity grew by an impressive 53.7 gigawatts. This represented a substantial 59% increase in new installations compared to the previous year, 2019. Such rapid growth is directly fueled by continuous improvements in turbine design, manufacturing processes, and installation techniques. Beyond the well-established technologies of solar and wind, other renewable energy and enabling technologies are also evolving rapidly. Battery storage solutions, for instance, are becoming progressively cheaper, more durable, and more energy-dense. This is absolutely crucial for addressing the challenge of intermittency associated with some renewable sources like solar and wind. When the sun isn't shining brightly or the wind isn't blowing strongly, stored energy from batteries can seamlessly fill the gap, ensuring a reliable and continuous power supply. Furthermore, smart grid technologies are becoming increasingly important. These advanced digital systems help to intelligently manage and balance an electricity grid that incorporates more diverse, distributed, and variable renewable energy sources. These remarkable technological advancements are the direct result of sustained and significant investment in research and development. Both public sector funding and private sector innovation have played critical roles in this success story. Indeed, one economic modeling study highlighted the importance of research and development by assuming a public sector research and development capital at a constant price of $76 trillion as a basis for its projections. Continued robust investment in innovation is absolutely essential. It will help us to unlock the full untapped potential of renewable energy sources. It will further drive down costs, improve performance, and accelerate the global transition towards a truly sustainable, low-carbon economy for the benefit of all. Section 7. Global Commitments, Policies and Pledges for a Greener Tomorrow. Strong, consistent and forward-looking policies are absolutely essential to effectively drive and accelerate the global renewable energy transition. Governments at all levels, national, regional and local, play a uniquely crucial role in this process. They have the power to set clear, ambitious and legally binding targets for renewable energy deployment. They can design and implement effective financial incentives, such as tax credits or grants, to encourage investment in clean energy projects. They can also choose to put a fair price on carbon pollution through mechanisms like carbon taxes or emissions trading systems. These types of supportive policy interventions help to level the playing field between established fossil fuels and emerging renewable technologies. They make renewable energy options more economically competitive and attractive to investors and consumers alike. Many countries and major economic regions around the world have already made significant and commendable commitments to a cleaner energy future. The European Union, for instance, has adopted an ambitious and legally binding target. It aims for at least 40% of its total energy consumption to come from renewable sources by the year 2030. This is part of its broader Green Deal strategy. Similarly, a geographically diverse nation like Australia has committed to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2050, a goal that necessitates a massive scale-up of renewable energy. These high-level pledges send strong and clear signals to international investors, businesses and technology developers. They help to create a more predictable and stable policy environment, which is vital for attracting long-term green investments. International agreements and collaborations also play a profoundly important part in fostering global action on renewable energy. The Paris Agreement on Climate Change, adopted by nearly all nations, calls on countries to collectively limit global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius and preferably to 1.5 degrees Celsius, compared to pre-industrial levels. Achieving this overarching global goal requires a rapid and fundamental shift away from fossil fuels and towards clean energy sources. Global institutions like the International Renewable Energy Agency and the International Energy Agency actively support countries in their individual energy transitions. They provide valuable data, cutting-edge technical expertise, and tailored policy advice. This kind of international cooperation is absolutely vital for ensuring a coordinated, effective, and equitable global effort. Policy interventions designed to promote renewable energy are not just about setting broad targets. They also include a wide array of specific and practical measures. Tools such as feed-in tariffs, which guarantee a fixed price for renewable electricity fed into the grid, have been highly effective in many countries. Tax credits for solar panel installations or electric vehicle purchases also stimulate demand. Renewable portfolio standards, which require utilities to source a certain percentage of their electricity from renewables, create a guaranteed market. These and other innovative policy tools have proven their worth in promoting renewable energy growth across diverse national contexts. Continued, strengthened and well-designed policy support is urgently needed. It will ensure that we can collectively meet our climate goals and build a truly sustainable energy future for all nations. Section 8. The Energy Dilemma: Balancing Economy, Environment and Energy Sources. Understanding the complex interplay between different energy sources, economic output and environmental impact is absolutely crucial for making informed policy decisions. Economic studies have delved into this intricate relationship. They often examine a concept known as the elasticity of economic production with respect to energy consumption. This measure tells us approximately how much a nation's economy, typically measured by gross domestic product, grows when it uses more energy. One comprehensive study, analyzing data from the years 2000 to 2025, found that the elasticity of gross domestic product with respect to fossil energy consumption was 0.259. For renewable energy consumption, the corresponding figure was 0.127 during the same period. At first glance, these elasticity figures might seem to suggest that fossil fuels have a larger immediate positive impact on gross domestic product growth compared to renewable energy sources. However, this interpretation does not capture the whole complex story. The very same study also meticulously investigated the relationship between economic activity and pollution levels. It found that the elasticity of pollution with respect to overall economic production was alarmingly high, at a figure of 1.02. This essentially means that historically, economic production driven by conventional means has led to a roughly proportional increase in harmful pollution. This starkly highlights the severe and often underestimated environmental cost associated with fossil fuel-driven economic growth. We produce more goods and services, but we also generate significantly more pollution, damaging our health and ecosystems. The economic models used in such studies also provide forecasts for future energy use. Even with growing awareness and some policy action on environmental issues, fossil energy consumption is still projected to grow in the near term. By the year 2025, global fossil energy use is forecasted to increase by approximately 3.5% to 3.7%, even when environmental considerations are factored into the models. If these considerations are ignored or downplayed, the projected growth in fossil fuel use could be even higher, potentially reaching around 4.7% to 4.8%. These figures clearly demonstrate the powerful inertia of our current global energy system. Shifting decisively away from a deeply entrenched reliance on fossil fuels is a monumental challenge. It requires deliberate, sustained, and courageous efforts to promote cleaner and more sustainable alternatives. However, the optimal path forward, as suggested by forward-looking energy models, involves a much more rapid and substantial ramp-up of renewable energy sources. The previously mentioned study, which suggested an optimal share of 82.4% for renewables in the total energy mix by 2025, when environmental costs and benefits are fully included, presents a striking contrast to our current realities. This ambitious target underscores the profound urgency of the situation. While fossil fuels have undeniably powered much of our past economic growth and industrial development, their devastating environmental impact is simply unsustainable in the long run. Renewable energy offers a viable and increasingly cost-effective pathway to continued economic well-being without concurrently destroying our planet. The long-term economic benefits of cleaner air, improved public health, and a stable global climate are truly immense and cannot be overstated. Section 9. A Sustainable Horizon: Renewables, Global Goals and Our Collective Future. The ongoing global transition to a green economy robustly powered by a diverse array of renewable energy sources is far more than just an environmental issue. It is increasingly an undeniable economic imperative for nations seeking long-term prosperity and competitiveness. It is also a profound social necessity, crucial for creating healthier and more equitable communities. Ultimately, it represents the key to unlocking a genuinely sustainable future for all of humanity and for the planet we share. As we have explored throughout this essay, renewable energy is steadily growing in its capacity and deployment. Its costs are continuously falling due to technological innovation. Its many benefits are becoming clearer and more widely acknowledged every single day. From creating millions of new jobs to stabilizing volatile energy prices, the positive impacts are significant and far-reaching. This fundamental shift towards clean energy aligns directly and powerfully with overarching global goals for development and sustainability. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, adopted by all member states, provide a comprehensive and ambitious roadmap for creating a better and more just world by 2030. Renewable energy is absolutely central to achieving several of these critical global objectives. Sustainable Development Goal 7, for example, explicitly aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable and modern energy for all people. Sustainable Development Goal 13 calls for urgent and concerted action to combat climate change and its devastating impacts. Furthermore, Sustainable Development Goal 12 promotes responsible patterns of consumption and production to which sustainable energy is fundamental. Investing heavily in renewable energy helps us make tangible progress on these vital targets. Achieving a truly low-carbon global economy requires a comprehensive and multifaceted strategic approach. We urgently need continued sustainability-driven technological advancements to make clean energy even cheaper and more efficient. We must implement strong, supportive, and consistent policy interventions at all levels of governance. We also need to develop and deploy effective economic strategies that internalize environmental costs and incentivize green investments. Beyond just energy supply, this transformation also requires a concerted focus on optimizing energy efficiency across all sectors in our homes, industries, and transportation systems. Sustainable resource management is another critical component of this holistic vision. This is a collective endeavor demanding active participation and collaboration from governments, businesses, research institutions, local communities, and individuals. Everyone has a role to play. The future of energy is undeniably and increasingly green. The challenges that lie on the path to this future are certainly real and should not be underestimated. However, the opportunities that this transition presents are equally, if not more, significant. By wholeheartedly embracing renewable energy, we can effectively combat the escalating climate crisis. We can build a more resilient, more diverse, and more equitable global economy. We can secure a healthier planet with cleaner air and water for current and future generations. This monumental journey requires unwavering commitment, bold innovation, and sustained international cooperation. But it is a journey we absolutely must undertake with urgency and determination. Our shared future and the well-being of all life on Earth depends profoundly on the choices we make today.